Hey y'all, it's your unfriendly three-headed conjurer Mama Noyela, and happy Hoodoo Heritage Month. So, with that being said, I am going to talk to you guys about something that you may see a lot of people talking about on here and other places, but they really don't go into detail. And we're going to talk about actual shadow work, real shadow work, not the light and fluffy stuff that you've been seeing little videos when people be talking about, oh, you must dig deep within your soul and things of that nature. Some of that is true, but 99.2% of that shit is bullshit. And I'm going to tell you the pros and the cons of doing shadow work on your own sufficiently, and why it is important for you to do this work with a guide, or if you have to do it on your own, be mindful of what you are doing. Now, when it comes to shadow work, you will hear a lot of people tell you this mess of you have to destroy your ego, get rid of your ego, banish your ego. That is not what you are supposed to do when you realize your energy is fragmented. What you honestly need to do is realign those fragments into the right direction instead of letting it run wild. When people are telling you in the hoodoo community or in the conjure tradition, you need to do the shadow work first, what that means is you need to deal with your good, bad, ugly, and your unmentionables, okay? You need to sit with yourself, for yourself, by yourself, to be self-sufficient, and also realize that some of the things that you are calling a demon are not demons. They are actually choices that you have refused to sit with. So again, this is why the shadow work is important, because what's done in the dark is going to start coming to light once you start going down these different multi-dimensional pathways of healing yourself. And with you going down these shadow pathways of healing yourself, you may find aspects of you that you did not know were there. And not only did you not know they were there might be things you do not like about you. There may be things that you might understand or learn or finally comprehend about you, and you may need deeper guidance. This is where having a spirit guide, a godmother, godfather, a tribe comes into play, that actually deal in these principles, not just through Google, not just through Chat GPT. No, actuality, this is the time when you need to go to these elders and listen to what they have to say. And also, while you are doing this shadow work, for those of us that have special abilities that society deem as a mental disability, this would be the time for you to go seek therapy. Because while you are learning to deal with your newfound powers and abilities and how they actually work for you versus against you, you still need something to help you stay regulated in reality while you are still doing reprogramming and healing certain fragments of your lower and shadow self. These are the things a lot of practitioners will not tell you, because as long as you are operating in an energy that cannot be contained on your own, you got to keep going to other sources. They're going to make sure that you keep doing it. This is why real conjure folk such as myself and others will tell you, we are not doing no work with you, for you, by you, or none of that until you learn how to do the shadow work yourself. We cannot heal you. We cannot do any of that until you are ready to do the work yourself. And when you start doing shadow work yourself, you cannot be afraid of the things that lie in your own shadow. This is not the time for you to sit here and play victim. This is not the time for you to sit here and rationalize your choices and make excuses for the choices that you have made. This is not the time to sit here and be like, oh, well, I didn't know any better. I'm telling you. This is why shadow work is so hard, and most people do not follow through or feel that they have learned all that they could have possibly learned, and fuck around and find out that it's levels to this shit. The moment you feel like, oh, I'm completely healed and dealing with my shadow, that is when your shadow has found the doorway of ego. Oh, you think you've learned it all, huh? You think you've done it all, huh? Let me show you something else. This is why a lot of us as hoodoo conjuring practitioners focus heavy on that shadow aspect first. Because until we get all that bullshit in line, everything else is just gonna come in. It ain't even no point. It's gonna come and go. Until everything else is right and back in alignment, it ain't even no point. We can do all the ritual work for you all goddamn day long, but if spirit already know you are poor in spirit and you are lacking certain things, it's gonna come to you and leave right out the door. Now we, as your mentors and your family, we gotta be the ones held responsible because you don't want to. This is why shadow work is so hard. If you are not really ready to face your own truth, to sit with yourself, for yourself, by yourself, to be self-sufficient, and to really live in your own principles and energetic work of hoodoo and conjuring, then baby, this ain't for you. This is just not your field. This is not your lane. This is not your place and space. And you will have those that also have mental alignments that do not know how to work with those abilities properly. This is where you see them doing all kind of shit because they lower vibrations have taken over, versus those who are believing that they've elevated and, oh, I am all love and light. No, sweetheart, you are all illusion and delusion, and you are wearing so many masks, you don't even know the truth anymore. Pretending to be a spiritualist living in love and light 24/7 is a mask. Because that is not reality. Reality is everything is not love. Everything is not light. Everything is of balance. Everything is of reciprocity. Given, it shall be given back. No matter whether it's good energy, bad energy, or anything in between. That is reciprocity. That is the laws of universal principalities. So when it comes to real shadow work, that is the first step. You. You are the conduit. You are the tools. You are the ancestral altar. So until you get you right, everything else is going to fall through. But I digress because somebody going to do what they want to do regardless. And I'm going to be sitting here at the crossroads as usual. Like, namaste, y'all. But now we going to stay the hell over here. Holla.